Oof. Start one, bench one, and drop one. Tim Cahill, Harry Kuehl, or Mark Viduka.
Honkin'.
We are having a bit of a question time here with myself, Jacko and Macca. Hope you guys enjoy.
Go first then, mate.
This question is for Jacko. What are your favourite retro jerseys you own?
Well, obviously, the Viduka Celtic one is definitely probably one of my favourites. Not just because it's a Celtic jersey in Viduka, but he wore 36 at Celtic, and that was my number when I made my debut as well. So it's like got a bit of a personal touch to it as well. And probably my other favourite is I've got a 1999 Parma jersey from when they made the UEFA Cup final with Crespo 9 on the back. It's an absolute screamer. So I would say they're probably my two favourites. Got a load of them though. Macca, how did you become an Aston Villa fan, and who's your favourite player?
At the time, my dad's brother Ross was the chief scout at Villa, and it was under the John Gregory era, and that was my first ever jersey. So, been a Villa fan ever since. Cousin's currently married to Darren Bent, so kind of gone through the family. But in terms of favourite player back then was probably Paul Merson.
Paul Merson.
Yeah.
Big
Number
dog.
10. Yeah, great player.
And who was the last one?
Start
Dukes.
one, bench one, drop one. Timmy, Harry, or Mark Viduka.
I played with Timmy, so obviously going to start him. Timmy will get the start. Obviously he's here with us in camp as well, so I don't want to get that one wrong. Some legends here, like I was a big Leeds fan, so Kuehl and Viduka, love them both. Jesus. I'm probably going to have to
Go on, mate.
bench
Pick
Kuehl,
Bench and Harry. Outrageous.
and then I'm going to have to drop Viduka. It's horrendous. It's not fair, that. Sorry, Viduka. Still a legend.
You're over in Zagreb, mate. You're in trouble.
So, we're all from Melbourne. Is it the best city in Australia?
Without a doubt.
Simple question, eh?
Without a doubt,
Yeah.
the best city. From everything. Cafes, restaurants, sporting, everything. I'm fortunate enough to call it home.
I think even all the boys from Sydney actually agree. We have this debate a lot, and they actually agree Melbourne's better. So,
More
I think
international
it's
games
clear
there,
Melbourne.
please.
Yeah, please.
Right. So for you, Bales, as a defender, do you still go on about scoring on your Socceroos debut to your teammates?
All the time. Yeah, people always say if you scored an international goal, and it's always like, yeah, on my debut, tap in. I say it was a screamer.
Should have left it at that, eh?
One Yeah. cap,
one goal.
Yeah,
What's wrong
one
with the
cap, one
tap-in,
goal.
mate?
Should have hung the boots up.
Nothing wrong with tap-ins, mate.
But no, it was a special day, one I still brag about, have up on the wall. So make sure everyone knows.
Max was asking you about it yesterday,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
It's actually on the wall in my room here, a photo of my debut in that game. So yeah, buzzing.
This one is for you, Jacko. Your favourite thing about living and playing in Germany?
Favorite thing about playing in Germany is definitely the fan culture. I think after playing in the UK for so many years, you kind of get caught in. I got caught in the bubble, I guess, in some ways. And then when you move to Germany, and it's just a totally different attitude to football. The flares, the ultras, like that real. It's just it's totally different.
Game day experience.
Yeah,
Different.
the match day, the game day experience is like nothing I'd experienced so far in football, and obviously where I play as well, like every week, 30,000. It's incredible.
Mental, mate.
That's my favorite thing about playing in Germany for sure. Living in Germany, I suppose it kind of relates to football as well. Just I don't know. It feels like you can exist a lot more in the community as a footballer,
Yeah.
whereas in other places I've lived and played. it feels like you really have to kind of put yourself on the outskirts a little bit. You can't really be in amongst it all, because, you know, people, fans will be looking at you being like, he's there, he's doing this, blah, blah, blah. Just eyes on you all the time. And it doesn't really feel like that in Germany so much. I don't know what it's like for you Bales in the UK, but it's like pedestal and then bottom. When you're doing well, the kings, and when you're at the bottom, it's just ruthless. But in Germany, they're a lot more measured, I think, with the way they treat footballers.
Like a lot of the clubs, or more so your club?
Yeah, I suppose, again, that's an interesting one, because that might just be related to where I play, but that, in my experience, that's definitely the way I found it. So that's definitely my favourite thing so far.
Great answer, mate.
This question is for Macca. What is your favourite type of goal? No cliche answer.
Goal's a goal, Macca, right?
Exactly right. I think it doesn't matter how they go in. There's been some I haven't meant, but there've been a case of winning a derby. So penalties, pride myself on taking them. So yeah, I'm not the player that wants to score from outside the box. I think I take pride in leaving that to my teammates like Lex and Tills, Andy Naboo, and guys like that to do the spectacular ones. But for myself, put myself in the right areas, and I think we underappreciate the art of goal scoring inside the box. You know, there's been periods where some opposition fans have kind of slated me for scoring goals with tap-ins, but when the ball goes across the 6-yard box and their team aren't doing it, I'm that guy. I'm always there.
Absolutely, yeah, it's true.
Oh, doubling up, Mac, that's you again. What was the feeling like with you scoring your first international hat-trick?
That's the only one. No, it was a great feeling. I think a bit of nostalgia with my dad played in that stadium in the old NSL for Canberra Arrows, and he came to that game, and you know, it wasn't exactly Germany we played against, but it was an amazing feeling to score any goal, let alone a hat-trick. So that ball will be nicely placed in a glass box at home, and yeah, one you can tell the kids.
Love it, mate.
I wonder how many people or how many players have actually scored hat-tricks for the Socceroos.
It's a good question. I think I'm probably the most recent, but you know, off the top of my head, Timmy, Mille.
I think there's been a few in the Oceania era.
Yeah.
Probably
since Asia.
Can't imagine there's been many.
Possibly, yeah.
No.
Find out.
There's a quiz question.
All right, Bales. Are the fish and chips better in England or Australia?
For me, Australia. Probably because of what the fish is.
Yeah, better quality.
We get like flake or barramundi, and for me, like, that's high end. Yeah, I'd say in Australia.
Probably a tad healthier
too. You
too.
normally have it by the beach somewhere nice and warm, and the whole experience is different rather than walking into a chippy and
Curry sauce on your chips or no?
yeah, curry sauce, gravy. Oh, I love it now. I do prefer my Aussie fish and chips. This is a question for all of us. What is your favourite holiday destination?
I've been to a few places on the regular. I think my wife being from the Balkan area, Croatia's an amazing place, you know, through that coast from Dubrovnik all the way to Split. So I'd say Croatia for sure. It's a place she can speak the language, so for me, we can go there and act like locals.
I'd say mine is probably one of my most recent ones in Mexico. We went to Mexico City, probably the coolest city I've ever been to. Like, I'll go back there in a heartbeat. The colours, like just the vibe, everything. The food was obviously amazing. And then we went down to the South State, place called Oaxaca, and yeah, I'd recommend it to anybody. Really, one of the coolest places I've ever been. People, food, culture,
beer.
So basically, yeah, special, mate.
I'd probably say Florence. I got married there, but just the whole Italian culture, Florence, the city, the people, lifestyle,
The wine. I keep talking about alcohol.
the wine, the beer, Moretti's. It was I love Florence. It was special because I got married there, but also just loved the place. Good vibes.
Nice. Thanks, boys.
I guess it's for all of us. First World Cup memory.
I think R9 with the special haircut in Korea, Japan, scoring a couple goals against Germany. That sticks out. I just remember being as a family waking up, watching it. So that one sticks out. Very obvious.
We're all roughly the same age, so Korea, Japan was probably the first memory for all of us, eh?
I'd say that as well. For sure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I remember? Do you know what I remember most of that World Cup? Watching the first game when Senegal beat France. Do you know, because France were
El Hadj
defending
Diouf.
champion.
El Hadj Diouf,
And Senegal beat them in the first game, and the boy took his shirt off in the corner, and they were like dancing
yeah.
around
Yeah,
his
yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
And obviously France went in as like defending champions, favourites, and they were beat in the first game. I don't know. I remember that like pretty vividly.
Right, this one's for you two boys. The worst person in the squad to room with.
What is it for us? Don't know how to.
I can answer it.
Probably.
We haven't roomed with
I
people
reckon
in a long
Aziz
time.
would be a nightmare to room with. Aziz would be a nightmare.
That beige boil room is
Yeah.
that's not one I want to be.
Too much
Smelly
energy.
room, that one.
You don't like it.
Most difficult opponent.
Man, yeah, wow. Off the top of my head, I think we all played that day. We played against Brazil at MCG. Just came on with 15 to go with Thiago Silva and David Luiz. Good luck. Probably those two. They stick out at that one point. 15 minutes to go, and tried to make a run in behind, and they're just checking everything. So those guys.
Mine would probably be at club level, and it was Aguero, just because it's just the way he moved the position and he played the game different than anyone I've ever played against before. I just felt like I could never get near him. So yeah, Aguero.
Yeah, there's been a few giving me a tough old time. I would say probably in club level, we played against Chelsea in the FA Cup, and Fabregas couldn't touch him, couldn't get near him. Like, you're thinking, he was not at the back end, but he was kind of not playing so much at that point in his career. Could not get near him, mate. He was special technique, just quality. I'd say he's probably been right up there for me. Interesting one. One rule you would like to change in football?
Rule. VAR's not a rule, is it? I think
entire
for me,
system.
the offside rule, where it's talking about kneecaps or toes or fingers, like this centimeters or inches. Let's play onto the attacking team.
What happened to benefit of the doubt to the attacker,
exactly.
mate? The good old days,
That's what I'm talking about. Just little things like you want people to enjoy football.
It's cut about 15 off your career, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That shoelace.
And a couple pens.
And a couple of pens as well.
Get rid of the whole rule for me. Just make it super attacking, innit? No offside. Game would be carnage.
Cherry pickers.
There'd be loads more goals.
It would be.
That's what people
Of course there
wanna
would be.
see. For a defender, it'd be a nightmare, but interesting.
Yeah.
If I could change anything in football.
So at least you can take them how you want.
Off the
That'd be
ground.
fun,
From
right?
that technique, you should be able to just launch them. Imagine that. Just quickly grab
Just
it.
Well,
grab the ball like that and throw it like that.
We'll put the ball on the deck. Yeah.
That'd be quite funny.
like a free kick.
It'd be horrible playing against like some of them set piece teams in the UK. Just ball coming in your box from the halfway line. Yeah.
Everything would be a long.
Everything would be a set piece. Yeah. No, I think you like to see the benefit of the doubt go to the attacker, but only when it's in your favour, I guess. But yeah, I think we'll leave it with that one, Macca. I think that was a good answer.
The final one is, what is your go-to Subway?
Italian BMT, herbs and cheese,
Ooh,
toasted.
Sauce.
Boom.
What sauce?
Can mix it up, to be fair.
Garlic.
But garlic usually.
Garlic aioli.
Yeah,
Italian
for me
herbs
as
and
well.
cheese.
There's one I like. Is it Southwest?
Yeah.
Southwest, that's good.
Yeah.
Really good. I like the tikka.
Yeah.
Tikka sub on the wheat. Bit of me. Bit of Southwest sauce.
I got a
in
bit of you. The Italian BMT, the cheddar,
there. Yeah.
garlic sauce,
Toasted.
toasted for sure.
Yeah.
Has to be
Always
toasted. Couple cookies.
Yeah.
Love it. Thanks for your questions, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot more of us over the next week.